being serenaded. Thank you so much to our student musicians. We're actually going to get started in just a few minutes, so take some time, look over the agenda, and chat amongst yourselves. We'll get started, like I said, right around 6:30. All right, everybody, we're going to get started in just a minute. So if you could take a seat if you have not yet already. Our administrators as well. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dave Lazarus. I am the principal of Roslyn High School, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you here tonight as the parents of the class of 2030. It's really remarkable how fast time goes, and we are so excited to welcome you and your students here. So I appreciate you being here. Our goal tonight is really to introduce you to the unparalleled offerings that we have here at the high school and give you an opportunity to see our building, get a sense of our academic programs, and also get an understanding and a feeling of what the students will experience when they start here in the fall. You're going to hear a lot of information tonight. Try not to be overwhelmed. And there's a few things that I want you to be able to leave with tonight. So I just want to highlight that. I want you to leave here tonight feeling excited about this next chapter for your students. Roslyn has tremendous opportunities for kids. We inspire, we challenge, we engage them. And this really is a one-of-a-kind place. And just looking out on the crowd, there are many familiar faces. So how many people are returners to the high school? Okay. And new to the high school? So there's a lot of you too. So don't be afraid. This really is an amazing place. It is a large building, but it really, we do everything we can to make sure that it feels warm, welcoming, and comfortable for all the kids. So to that point, I want you also to leave here tonight to know that we are here both for you and for your children. So never, ever hesitate to reach out. We are a team together, and we couldn't do it without you. Never hold on to your questions or concerns. That's both tonight, for the remainder of this school year, and as we go through the 4 years that your kids are at the high school. So you will have lots of questions tonight. You'll have plenty of opportunities to ask those questions while you're on your tours, and once you're in our stops along the building. So whenever it comes up, reach out to us. You're gonna have all of our contact information in front of you, and you'll hear from all of us tonight at one point or another. So tonight's program, you can expect from us that we are going to give you an overview of everything that we have to offer here for your students as they are coming into 9th grade. You will also get a description of the scheduling process from one of our assistant principals as well as the director of guidance. And you'll get highlights of our departmental and elective offerings, both as you tour the building. You'll hear from our students who will be your tour guides for this evening, and from our department chairs and some teachers who are here throughout the building to just give you opportunities to ask questions, get a sense of who we are, and really what lies ahead for your kids. From you, we would like, again, for you not to hold on to any questions. Ask us anything that you have tonight. Become familiar with our high school. And most importantly, I want you to enjoy yourself and really get excited, both for yourselves as you're entering this building with your kids, and obviously, definitely for your students. So this is our agenda for tonight. And I just want to point out that this slide deck will be shared with everybody later this week, and we do have a live stream link. Obviously, none of you need that, but if you do want to go back and review any portion of what we talk about here in the auditorium tonight, you'll have that link sent along with our slide deck and any contact information and ancillary materials that we need to. So I would like to introduce my fantastic team. So would each of the department chair people please come join me? I'm going to give them just an opportunity to say a quick hello, introduce themselves to all of you. You know all of them from the middle school. And I will start with Ms. Sapir.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jen Sapir. I'm the English chairperson. It's lovely to see all of you here tonight. We look forward to getting to know you and to showing you what we have in store here for your child. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Danielle Pappas. I'm the World Language and E&L chairperson. Welcome.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Christy Faulkner. I'm the Social Studies Chair. I look forward to speaking with you all in detail throughout the night. Thanks.
Good evening. My name is Charlie Winmer. I am the Math and Computer Science Chairperson. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Gary Raimonetti. I'm the Science and Technology Engineering Chairperson. So if you have questions about science, engineering, please let me know. Have your kids get involved. So one piece I want to make sure that you understand. Have them get involved, find a club, find something to get involved.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Baptiste, the Director of Guidance and School Counseling. Welcome, and you'll hear a little bit more from me in a bit.
And my name is Mike Bristowski. I'm the District Director for Health, Physical Education, Athletics, and I'll be talking with you a little bit more about my department in a few slides. So, welcome.
Great, thank you everybody. And I would like to invite our chair people now to take leave, and you can finish preparing for tonight. So when everybody's walking around the building, they are where they need to be. So next I'd like to introduce our incomparable building team. So as I said before, I'm Dave Lazarus. I'm the principal of the high school. And if my two APs and our dean of students could come join us, I'm going to give them an opportunity just to say a little bit about themselves and introduce them to you. And one thing I do just want to draw special attention to is that Ms. Stuber, who will introduce herself first, is going to be your primary contact person. She will be the assistant principal that works with the class of 2030. So get to know her face and her. She is wonderful, and she will be a tremendous resource both for you and for your kids. So.
Well, that's a lot to live up to. But hello and welcome to Roslyn High School. For those of you who have been in the school before, I'm so happy to have you back. I'm very excited and honored to be the point person for the class of 2030. Which I'm not going to do the math on that because that kind of, well, yeah, not going to do the math on that. So welcome. When we talk about student activities, I help run the clubs here. Over 40 clubs and activities for your students to participate in. There are not many things that they don't have the opportunity to do. We do encourage students to take advantage of all of the clubs. I know that everybody enjoys starting new clubs. Sometimes I do try to get the students who are bringing those ideas in to see how that can fit into the clubs that we already have, because again, we have over 40 clubs. It is amazing. I am looking forward to getting to know all of you. I know that there's a lot happening tonight, so I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to pass it off to the other AP, Jessica Graff, but again, I'm really excited for the incoming 9th graders. I will also be walking around today, so if you have any questions, feel free to stop me.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome again. I am very glad that you could all join us and excited for you to experience a little bit of what makes Roslyn High School so special this evening. My name's Jessica Graff. I am going to be the assistant principal working with grades 10 and 12 next year. So while we might not be interfacing directly, we really work as a team, and I welcome you to reach out at any time. I started my career as a school counselor, so knowing how difficult the transition to high school can be, I would just give some unsolicited advice and say, take deep breaths, we're here to support you, and there are a broad range of activities and things for your child and your family to engage with, so we're going to get through it together. Take care.
Good evening. I'm Chris Boza. I am the dean. I am the brand new dean. My first day was January 5th. So while I am getting to know the school and I'm getting to know my students now, by the time your students get to know you, I will be old hat and ready to guide and mentor and help out. Deans, are typically thought of as just discipline, but I like to make sure that I'm out, about, and being a friendly and supportive face for the kids. So with no further ado, I'll hand it back to Dr. Lazarus.
Thank you, everybody. And like I said, they really are an amazing team. We work very closely together. We are constantly in communication. So if you can't get one of us, you can always go to somebody else, even if they are not your primary contact person, or really the reason why you're calling. We are always here to help out one another, and obviously to help you and your children too. So next, I would like to bring Liz Neal up. She's going to speak a little bit about our PFA.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Liz Neal, for those of you that don't know me, but hopefully I'm a familiar face to most of you since I was most recently the PFA president at the middle school. I'm now at the high school. A lot of you have been in this room before, some of you are new, but either way, we hope that next year when you are in the building, you are involved in all of our committees and various things that we do to support the amazing staff and our kids here within the building. So more will come from us probably over the summer. Or right before the end of the school year for you to sign up for our emails and Future Fund and all the fun things that you get from us. But if you could just keep an eye out at the end of the crazy school year, that's when we kind of engage everybody to get involved for the coming school year. So if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to me or to Sharon Somek or Catherine Straczynski, who are my other co-PFA presidents. And if anybody is interested in anything more that they're not engaged in, you are a current high school parent, come see me. We'd love to have you be involved. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Liz. And without the support of our wonderful PFA and all of you as parents, Roslyn High School would not be what it is. So I just want to take a moment to thank all of you, and specifically to thank our PFA, Liz, Sharon, and Catherine. It really is a pleasure to work with the three of you, and again, we look forward to you getting involved as well. So now for the big part of tonight's program is about our scheduling process. So I'm going to invite Ms. Baptiste and Ms. Graff back up to speak a little bit about this process.
Well, again, good evening, everyone. It's so good to look out and see everybody here. We want to welcome you. I've met so many people. I think I see a lot of familiar faces. So hi to all returning parents and welcome to the new ones. You are in for a bit of a ride for the next 4 years. So please brace yourselves. We are looking forward to ushering your children in and hopefully guiding them throughout their path through high school and helping them to become who we know that they are capable of becoming. So without further ado, Jessica and I have been working closely together with the scheduling process that just started on Friday. Most of you, and I say that lightly, most of you should have gotten your recommendations on Friday, all right? But thank God for technology. So in the event that you have not, you may have gotten them on Saturday, you should have them by today. So please, I have been speaking to families and students all last week up until today regarding building your schedules appropriately, right? Taking the right courses that allow your students to, one, flourish in the discipline that they're in, stretch themselves, and also master skills. That's what's important. So we ask that you think about the recommendations that the teacher sent and use those to guide you in making the choices as to what courses that they are going to take as they get into high school. With all of the information that we shared or resources to show what courses that we have, if you look at our course offering guide, you can actually map out through each department's mapping chart and flow chart that shows if you take one class that can lead you to the next, and what are your vast options for any subject area that your student is going to be enrolled in. So please think about that wisely. If you have any concerns regarding any of the recommendations, please speak directly with the teacher. The teacher made that recommendation. The teacher has spent the last 4 or 5 months in the classroom with them, and they can best guide you on what would be the appropriate choice for next year. And I say that and remind you to just keep in mind that while your child is able to take, as many accelerated courses as possible, be mindful that in totality, right, that is all that they're taking in the classroom, the activities that they're involved in outside, whether it's athletics, whether it's the performing arts, whether it's research. You need to keep all of that in mind when you're helping them to build a schedule that allows them to be successful with the least amount of angst. And my colleague Jessica said it nicely as a former school counselor, and many of you know I started as a counselor as well. Breathing in and breathing out. Take down the anxiety, okay? Because our anxiety feeds into our children's anxiety, and then we feed off of each other. So if we can limit the anxiety for them, and if that looks like monitoring and controlling how much they try to take on, because you can do something doesn't mean that you should, right? So monitoring that, getting them to calm themselves and think rationally so that we can make the right informed decisions about their path moving forward. So 3 takeaways that I want, and then Jessica, you can join in, but I want you to be mindful that your recommendations are out. There was a Google form that was attached to the recommendations, and we ask that you complete that no later than Thursday on the 15th, because on Friday we will extract that information, and on the 20th and the 23rd, the high school counselors are going down to the middle school, and they will meet with each child to go over what they have selected and answer any questions. So we want all of that information in there so that when they are sitting down with them, we'll see the information in the computer as they're having that conversation with them. The students will also get an opportunity to self-select into any course. Self-selection is also the bane of our existence here. So choose to do so wisely. Again, like I said, because you can doesn't mean that you need to, but if you are going to go against the teacher's recommendation, it's important that you think carefully about what that self-selection is going to be. And if you choose to do so, the form should be returned to the middle school counseling center, and we will take care of it from there. Most of the chair people will actually reach out to you to discuss the self-selection, especially if it doesn't seem to be an academically sound move. So expect to hear from them. And again, once the self-selection forms are approved, they'll be sent to the high school and we will make the adjustments to your schedule. You will have one additional opportunity to change your schedule when verifications come out. Those verifications will look like showing you what you've selected. And if you'd like to make a change at that point, and that's going to happen sometime in March, you'll be able to do so. Once that happens, we'll have a freeze on all scheduling until we're able to actually build the master schedule, and then perhaps you will have another opportunity before school starts to finalize any concerns with your schedule that you have.
And I just want to actually just jump in with one thing. So I just want to clarify that the form that Ms. Baptiste was talking about will not be the schedule. It's not an order of classes. It doesn't have any teachers attached. It is just the courses that the students are going to be scheduled for if it works in their schedule after we build the master. So those are the things that will come out of the conversation that the counselors will have with each student. So we just want to make sure that nothing got missed on the data input side. That's why we send it home to you.
Jessica, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, the only thing I would add, and Ms. Baptiste said it all very well, is something that I find very impressive about Roslyn is that every child finds their path, right? It's a path that's unique to them, and I would carry that mindset with you into this process of choosing classes. What works for your child may not work for their best friend, may not work for the family across the street. It's truly your time as a family to sit down together, to be realistic, to know that there are many, many opportunities over the 4 years of high school to attempt things that we haven't tried before. 8th to 9th grade is a big transition. So if you are on the fence, I highly, highly recommend following the teacher's recommendations, their suggested classes, so that your child has a chance to build a strong foundation that will then help them springboard into more advanced opportunities in the future. So really, that's all I would add.
And just a little bit more. So like Ms. Baptiste said, if you have questions about the recommendations that were on the forms that were sent home, please reach out directly to the teacher. If for some reason at all you did not yet receive that recommendation letter, please reach out to Ms. Graff or to me, and we will make sure that you get a copy of it. The other thing I was going to say was...
It'll come back to you.
It will.
Right. Please be sure to use the resources, which is the course offering guide, the cheat sheet, and I don't like to use that word cheat, but the cheat sheet of electives, which was also embedded in the email that was sent out about scheduling, and the self-selection form. Those are like 3 forms that you should be mindful of. So that's scheduling in a nutshell. I will be around along with one of our school counselors. High school counselors is here tonight, and will answer any questions that you may have. We'll be here all evening, so feel free to stop, to stop us and ask anything you want to ask about the scheduling process. Should I talk about?
And just one other thing before we move on to the next. The other thing that I was going to say is if you do have questions about the process itself, we ask that you reach out to the high school counseling center, not the middle school counselor. While Ms. Kennedy was an amazing counselor here, she is also going to be very busy over the next few months welcoming in the 6th graders. So we are ready to welcome you here. So any questions about the process itself should come directly to the high school counseling center.
Exactly. And even though you don't know your counselors yet, any families who have been at the high school and already have a counselor, feel free to reach out to them. Otherwise, you'll reach out to the counseling center, and any one of the counselors will take a call and answer any questions that you have, including myself. So that being said, one other important piece of information that students are responsible for as they enter into the high school is the 40-hour community service requirement. So encourage our students to get involved civically in the community and to give back. And this becomes an incredible part of who our children are. I will say our requirement is for 40. Our students typically graduate with almost 100 hours of community service, and we pride ourselves on that. But it is a requirement, so we ask you to do so. You can actually have them start volunteering the summer before they enter 9th grade. So anything that you do during the summer for a non-profit organization, it has to be a not-for-profit organization, we will count those hours toward their community service requirement. Bit of advice, National Honor Society, which is something you'll learn about, but that is something that students are invited to for 11th and 12th grade. A part of the requirement is that by that time, so by the end of 10th grade, they have completed their 40 hours of community service, so just a heads up about that. Any questions about community service, you can always call the counseling center. Your students will receive, you and your students will receive an email at the end of the summer, which will give them their login information for the the community service portal that logs their community service hours, and we immediately start tracking. So any questions about that, please feel free to call the counseling center. And again, when in doubt, always reach out. We are here to help. The counseling center is a hub of resource and information, so please feel free to reach out. And I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you and welcoming your children next year.
Thank you, Ms. Baptiste. So just a little bit more on community service. Like Ms. Baptiste said, most students far surpass the 40-hour requirement. Some students are approaching 1,000 hours by the time they're done. And the nonprofit is a non-negotiable for us. That is one of the requirements. So one thing that we've run into in the past is students who are volunteering at a camp, the camp that they're at over the summer, which is almost never a not-for-profit. So I just want to caution you all about that, because we will have students who come back in August and said, but I did 175 hours this summer. Sorry, it was at your camp. That doesn't count. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, again, just give us it's better to ask beforehand than try and fix it afterwards. Next, I'd like to bring Ms. Stuber back up. She's going to speak a little bit more about student activities.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to keep this brief because I want to have everybody to have the opportunity to travel around the building. You are going to be toured by one of our student organizations, the OCC. They are the class council. So the coolest part about this evening is that, oh, let me step out of the way. The coolest part about this evening is that you are actually going to meet some of the student leaders. They're going to be able to, as they're walking around the building, answer questions that you might have, and you can get it from the perspective of a student. Love that. So there are also clubs in the cafeteria right now. Not all of them are represented, but quite a few are there set up, giving you the opportunity to ask them questions, kind of talk to the students that are involved in the clubs. This way you can get an idea. One of the very coolest things about Roslyn High School is that we want to create three-dimensional students. Every single student that walks in this building, they're amazing. What we are hoping to do is help them find their path, make them three-dimensional so that they are scholars and they have more. So that when they go to apply to college, when they go to apply to jobs, when they go to try to pick what they want to pursue, we've given them so many opportunities to learn it all and to experience it all. So you can join a club as a student, you can join a club anytime throughout the course of the year. You don't have to start in the beginning of the year. One of the greatest things about that is that they can try all the clubs and see where they fit, see what they like. So there are so many things that are going to be available for you students. I'm not going to talk too much more. We will have a lot of time to talk. I am always available. You're going to have some fantastic students walking you around that will be able to answer questions. Do we also have National Honor Society helping with the tours also? So we have National Honor Society students and OCC students that'll be on your tour guides walking you around the building. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free. Now, if you want to see the clubs that are available, we have it on the website. So you would go to Roslyn High School, one more.
I know.
Oh, okay. You'd go to Roslyn High School, then you can go to students, and then clubs is right there. This would open up. It'll give you a description of all the clubs. So that's it, and I will see you as you're walking around the building. Thank you.
And on that point as well, our website is a trove of information, so we do encourage you to take a look at that. All of the counseling center information and scheduling process stuff is up on the website already, so do take a look. And now I'm going to kick it to our new Dean of Students. Yes, this is day 8.
Day 8.
Day 8.
Well, no, tomorrow will be day 8.
Yes, day 7. So, Chris?
But I do have to say that Roslyn's Climate and Culture is exactly as advertised. Having been in this building for 7 days, I've seen a vibrant community of students who are involved with each other, who are empathetic towards each other, who treat each other with respect. All right? I've also seen some students who are having trouble getting along, and I've helped solve a couple of issues already. So number one, what we're trying to teach to the kids is respect. Respect for each other, respect for the adults, respect for their parents, respect all around. We also want empathy so that when you put yourself in another's shoes, then the dean has less work to do. But I got to tell you, it's been a genuine pleasure to be here and walk around. The climate here is wonderful. I cannot stress that enough. It is exactly the way our wonderful superintendent advertised it. It is exactly the way Dr. Lazarus told me it was going to be. And it's exactly the way I expected, having grown up in Plainview 15 minutes away and hearing about Roslyn all my life. So be happy that you're sending your kids here. Be happy knowing that they're going to come to a place where I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that they are safe and comfortable. Not too comfortable, because we need some academic risks for growth, but physically, always safe. Mentally, always safe. If, for some reason, any reason, your student has a problem with another person, with a teacher, tell them to find one of our extensive counseling team. Tell them to come see me. Don't wait for it to build till it becomes an anxiety problem, till it becomes an anger problem with a student. We are all about proactively helping our students be comfortable, strive, and grow to be the best that they can be as they find their path. I know we've run a little bit long, so I'm going to keep myself short right there, and I'm going to pass it back over.
Hi, so I'm just going to return again, and Mr. Bozer reminded us to keep in mind that we're here for academics, but we're also here to help students with social emotional learning and preserve and protect their mental health. So in addition to the counseling center being a hubbub of information with your counselors who help you with academic programming, but we also have school social workers and school psychologists that are in the counseling center as well. And anytime there is any kind of concern, we are there to help. They are there to help guide students, to make recommendations. We have a connection with Northwell Health and their child Guidance Center, and we are able to make easy handoff connections to those resources if a child or family needs them. And again, we offer a robust counseling department and program for kids, not just academically, but for your social emotional growth and to help with mental health. So I would be remiss if I did not mention that, because again, it's about the whole child, and you will see those emotions and those ups and downs are definitely there, so thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baptiste. And now I'm going to throw it to Dr. Prostowski, our Director of Athletics, Health, Physical Education.
Okay, I will be in the main gym along with Mrs. Atkins, the health teacher, and Mrs. Lopez, the phys ed teacher. I do just want to touch on two things. Physical education in high school is mandatory for all 4 years of high school. In 9th grade, they do not get a choice of an elective for phys ed. It is a 9th grade only course, which is great because all the kids are then physically at the same time of their life, and it is more age appropriate for our games. As they grow older, we'll have 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds in phys ed class, and sometimes the gap does get a little too great, so we keep all the 9th graders together. All 9th graders are also required to take health education. Ms. Atkins will be more than happy to any questions that you have in that program, but it is age appropriate for high school age students. Our next thing is we have a very robust athletic program here, and I encourage you to go to the website or meet me in the main gym so you can see our sport offerings. If your child is thinking about participating in interscholastic athletics, you must note that the fall season begins before the academic year, which means we start in August. If you're not here in August, you will not be eligible to participate. So if you go away, or if you have something planned, or a family trip, and you don't show up and tryouts are over, we don't have any space for you. So I know that seems a little harsh, but it is the reality of high school athletics. So we have 3 different seasons: fall, winter, spring. Students can participate in 1 sport per season. And all sports, just like the middle school, registration is done through Arbiter Sports, opens 30 days prior to the season start date and closes 1 week prior. So if you have any of those questions, please meet in the main gym, and I will help you as best I can. Have a great day, and welcome to Roslyn.
Thank you so much, Dr. B. One last quick thing. So everybody received an email from Dr. Allison Wesley, who is our coordinator of secondary research. She is going to be in the library this evening at about 8:05, give or take, because we are running a little late. I want to make sure that you have enough time to go throughout the building. But if you do have specific questions or interest in the research program, she's going to have a presentation in the library to explain a little bit more if that's the right fit for your student. On that same note, we do have several of our upper class students in the cafeteria with their research that are willing to share and present to you in case you want to see what our students are currently doing in our research program. So our final point before we release you to the tours is really just to explain what the rest of the evening is going to be. I'm going to turn it back to Ms. Graff to do that. And I do again want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And again, welcome to Roslyn High School. This truly is a wonderful place, and we cannot wait to welcome your students.
Okay, folks, so what we're going to do as efficiently as possible, and we all spread out a little bit, so please bear with us because it takes a minute. We're going to count you off in groups of about 12 to 15, and we have some student leaders who are here to guide you around the building. If you happen to get detached from your group for whatever reason, you can reference the agenda sheets that you got, which have a list of the different stops that you're going to be visiting. So please do try to stay together with your group. If you follow that schedule, it means you'll see all of the things that we have here for you tonight. And we're going to try to count you off as efficiently as possible. So we'll do that by row. Yeah, so if our OCC volunteers can come over, we'll start counting you guys off and get you out there as quickly as possible. All right, so Zach, you can take a...
And we can end the live stream at this point. And if you have any questions, again, just reach out. And the building administration, as well as the department chairs, will be around the building tonight. So please do try and find us if you do want to ask any questions.